ready! 120 and a half. Grab this. Good?
Yep.
Yeah. All right, so now that we got the posts put up and the beams running across the post that you can see right here over my shoulder, now we have to take these 2x6 subfascia boards off of the old eave, and we are going to actually tie our 2x6 new rafters for the porch. This is kind of a shed style porch, so it's going to just be a sistered into those 2x4s from the trusses, the eave overhangs from the trusses. So that's what we're going to be doing now. All right, well, as you can see, we've got the all the rafters on, and we went ahead and sistered them into the trusses, and then toe-nailed them into the house. There'll also be hurricane brackets or rafter brackets or joist brackets, whatever you call them. But anyways, those toe-nailed in. There is a double top plate here. It's about that big, so I felt okay about tying into that. And then I tied in and brought it up tight to the roof. This is a nail where the old subfascia was, but brought it up tight to the roof. Now we'll continue putting on the plywood on the top. You can see we've gotten some of it done here already. We've got 4 sheets on, and we just bumped it up tight to the house. You can see here where the old eave is, and you can see where the rafters and stuff, the rafters join into the trusses, and then there's a little bit of a gap there. That's okay, that'll go away with a little bit of tar paper. And I left my ends open here so that you can see, so that I will do a fly rafter that will attach to this other fly rafter, and it will extend out and can create an eave on the end, that there will be an eave all the way across there. So if you're wondering what that looks like, and that'll all look really nice and better whenever it's put together. And then the eaves out here, I left the overhangs really long. I let the tails hang. Those will end up being a 16-inch or 16 or 18, I don't remember, but they'll end up probably being 16-inch overhangs, and I'll create a little jig to give us the right angle and everything that we want, and it'll make sure they're all straight across there, whether they were straight or not. But anyhow, if you look down the 6x6s, looks pretty good, pretty straight. I'm real happy with it. I ran string lines, and we ran a chalk line, I ran a tape measure, did everything we could to make that sucker as straight as we could. And I think for a whole poor boy like myself, I did pretty good. Real happy with it.
I'm making sure everyone can see how strong you are. 30. Okay, then I can't see you.
Alright, so right now we're up on top of the roof. You can see here behind me, there's the roof, and I'm up between two of the rafters, and I am cutting in the fly rafters right now. If you don't know what a fly rafter is, it is the last rafter on any house. Will give you an eave overhang. That one's a little wobbly because I took all the support off of it. But this here is the fly rafter. It's the part that overhangs the side and creates an eave. And when you use a truss system, you have to, well, any system you use, whether you stick build or use a truss, you have to put in fly rafters. Some people call them eave ladders. Some people, I've heard different terms, but fly rafter I think is the more common acceptable term. I don't know, who knows. Anyhow, so what I'm doing is taking the 2x4 and I'm going to notch it. Now I know it looks really crappy. I got to get my chisel up here and get all that cleaned out, but you can see I've got another one marked right here. That's a little wider than a 2x4. I'm going to cut it down 2x4 depth with my skill saw, and then I'll chisel out the bottom of that. I've got another one here, and another one up there, and another one right at the top. And then those will connect into this. It'll connect right here, and then we'll go across there, nail down into there. So it will end nail into there, and then it will face nail into there, and then it will extend out the distance of my eave overhang. And then whenever I put the roofing material or the plywood decking up on top of here, then that will extend out that full distance, and it will be supported then over that far. And our code says that it only has to expand back to one joist, and it only has to come back to one. Some codes I've heard say it's got to go back to two, so it's got to expand like 36 inches inside to withstand the weight. We don't have a snow load here in southern Missouri. We might get 6 or 8 inches of snow in any given time, any given season, so we don't have a snow load to speak of. So I mean, our rafter spanses and things like that are considerably different than some places that I've seen. I've seen people build where they're putting them on like 16-inch centers, and they put them on even on closer than that, and they got blocking and stuff, which we do blocking, but you know, as far as the you do blocking more if you use plywood and things like that, or OSB, but at least around here that's how I've seen it. But anyhow, you know, we're just doing what we can to get it done right. And like I said before, not everything's done perfect. We try to do code. We realize that code is out there because somebody somewhere had an experience and had a negative experience, and that somebody wrote that code because it has the minimum expectation in mind. And like anything to do with the government, it doesn't take long before their hands can get inside of it and start to take money from it and glean you know, something. I don't know what they glean from it, but it pays somebody's salary, and it gives them an opportunity to give you fines, I guess. But hopefully in the end, by following the codes that we are following, which is, you know, I try to stick to all the primary codes, all the important codes, you know, electrical codes, plumbing codes. You know, we build everything on stick built on 16-inch centers. I mean, we do all that. We cripple everything. We do, you know, some people call them cripple, some people call them jack studs. I know, I realize some people even call two different things, cripples and jack studs, but you know, it's all different terms. But we try to do everything to what the code says. And like I said before, my video is not intended to be a instructional or how-to video. Sometimes it may even be a how not to, but you know, I've been fortunate enough to get to work with some guys over the years that's done building, and I've got to see a lot of it. And I'm not saying I'm a professional or know exactly what I'm doing, but I'm comfortable enough doing it, and I've learned enough and I've seen enough to feel comfortable to do my own house. And my wife is happy with our house the way it is, and it's withstand some storms, and so we we feel comfortable. I tell you though, there's nothing quite like that first big storm, the first night you're living in your house when you built it yourself. You know, it's kind of that weird cross between, you know, it's not going to fall, but you still have that back of your back of the throat lump Did I build everything right? Did I put that extra header in where it needed to go, or did I put an extra cripple in somewhere that it needed to be? And anyhow, I'm rambling now, but it's probably to keep me from having to do the work I'm getting ready to have to do. But yep, I will show you back whenever I get all the fly rafters in.